I'm checking the, making sure that the film speed is set correctly. That's the most important thing. I'm using Shanghai GP3 100. Now I'm using a incident light meter, so I'll just move into the light and take a reading from over here. Okay, the light meter reading comes to, well, you can see here it's 16 and a third. 16 and a third goes to 1/8 f16, 1/4 f22. I'm going to use f22 because I've got a bit of depth of field. So 1/4 f22. One quarter. Damn, I moved the camera. I'll have to check the composition. I just need to check the composition because I moved it, remember? Sorry, this isn't very good at all. There's a tree on this, our right hand side that I wanted to get out. See the tree there? I just want to crop that out. Close the lens, test fire the shutter, pop it again, just let me check the speed, 1/4 f22, yep. Okay, here's where it starts getting interesting. Quarter f22. Notice that I've turned that around. Okay, cool. Now, here's where the fun of the Rittreck View camera comes in. I'm now going to convert it into a 5x7 camera. Ta-da! 5x7. Okay. Got the shutter, open our lens, open the aperture. Look at that, it's bigger. Gonna focus. The 4x5 would have been there, or is there. I'm using a bigger piece of film. My lens covers it, so I've got a wider angle of view. I focus on that tree. I'm going to focus on this tree here to get a bit of, to make sure that's sharp. Now, did you notice that the light changed a bit then? I did. Let's go and take another light meter reading. Now, just because I've changed format doesn't mean that the exposure's changed. No, not at all. Look at that. It's a third of a stop more. Oh, not even that. Quarter f22. Needs to be 22.5, but I'm going to leave it because it could just as likely, the exposure could just as likely drop down while I'm talking to you, right? So, close the lens. Quarter f22, test fire, beauty. Now let's have a bit of fun here. Okay, there we go. I just made an exposure on 4x5. This is 5x7, but it doesn't look like it's much bigger, but it's actually almost twice as big. Okay, so 5. Now you can see in my bag here, right? 4x5 and 5x7, bigger. This back opens slightly differently. Just got what called a bail back. It's actually quite nice. Okay, same thing. Test fire. See the person running? Do I want the person running there? Yeah. Person running. Earlier on, there were some people up the top of the hill there doing. Earlier on, there were some people up the top of the hill there making shapes with their bodies, and that was just awesome. We'll get to that soon. Okay. Now, same thing again. I've turned my double dark over so I don't accidentally shoot it again. I'm going to put these two here. Okay. I mentioned earlier whole plate. What's whole plate? This is a whole plate back. It's called an extension back because it adds an extension onto the back of the camera. Now, this is actually quite light, but it just happens to be about the same size as the camera again, so I've got that in its own bag there. So, let's take this off. I made these cardboard protector thingies myself. Pardon me, because there's a see how everything just clips on. There is a lot of precision involved in cameras, but it's often not where you think it is. So for instance, this stuff here is just cast, it's not even machined. Where the precision is in these surfaces here, and where the ground glass is, and that's all worked out. Anyway, that is whole plate. We started off with 4x5, we went to 5x7. This is whole plate. Whole plate's not quite double 8x10. Okay, not quite double 8x10. Now, everybody goes, oh, is that 8x10? You go, no, it's not 8x10. It's 8x10's a little bit bigger, but everything with 8x10 gets really big really quickly, to the point where it's not very nice. Now, I need to start looking at my information sheet, because this lens will cover whole plate, but I don't have as much room. See here, I'm using the NSW 100.5. Okay, on 4x5 it's a 38mm lens, which is about standard. On 5x7 it's a 27mm lens, which I felt wide. Now it's going to be 22, which is ultra wide, but I've only got 12.5mm of rise. And you can see here, that's about 12.5mm of rise. So I'm going to round out a circle. So I'm going to center that. And start afresh. Okay, you can see the light's just dropped again, hasn't it? Yes, it has. Now, I'm going to have to refocus my lens. And I know for a fact, because I've added all that extension, I need to move the lens in quite a bit. So, and yeah, it's annoying with my fingers, but there you go. By the way, this is a focusing cloth that I purchased. It's a Leilu. There's a thing, I actually modified this. This had Velcro on it, but I unstitched the Velcro and sewed it off a little bit there, because the Velcro didn't do anything. Well, it actually got in my way. But a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers use like t-shirts and stuff, and that's all cool and groovy, but after a while you just go, no, see, I'm just not playing around with that anymore. So I'm not being oh, look at that. Now this is a bit bigger, isn't it? That's interesting. Maybe I don't need to use the ah, now here, this is starting to get really cool and funky, isn't it? Okay, let me get my, did you see that? Okay, so how's our composition? Oh, I kind of like this this detail on the grass here. I'm actually going to. Now I'm going to leave where it is so we can get. I might just drop that front a bit so I can get the. No, I'm not going to get the base of the tree in there, mate. Okay, now I'm not playing around with shifts or tilts or swings or anything like that. No. Let's keep it simple. Notice, by the way, there's a little white mark there and there's a red mark there. That's actually where the optical center of this lens is, because it's in a Linhof panel. So I'm lining this mark with that mark, not with that mark. So I know I'm centered. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that. Let's have a look again. Oh, that'll do. Wish I hadn't moved it now. But there you go. Okay, so I'm just going to run with that. Okay. Take a light meter reading because I like to change the wee bits. Notice I'm not spot metering. I'm not metering the shadows and the highlights and this and the that and everything else. I'm not a rock star photographer. Okay, we've gone down to 16. Look at that. See that there? See that there? We've gone down to 16. Which is still a quarter of a second f22. I'm looking at the sky. I'm working out whether the sun's going to be obscured by clouds. Now, this isn't the most wonderful day for photography, but here in Sydney we've just had rain. I wanted to go out yesterday. It was sunny in the morning and it rained all day, every day and every night, all of the day and all of the night, all day and all of the night, all day. Okay, let's make this happen. So here we are. Here's our whole plate. We'll start. There's one of them marked 1, so I'll start with that. Now 1 goes on that side. You can see that it all works basically the same. Make sure everything's locked down. Yep,